My name's Fiona Tanner. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve a 17th century masquerade mask. To begin with, I'm just going to line the eyes ever so slightly just to create a sort of dramatic effect in the centre. So just picking up the lower lash line. Don't want to pay too much attention to the eyes because obviously the effect's going to be from the mask. The main effect's going to be from the mask. I'm just going to soften that with my pencil brush. Just create a sort of soft, smudgy look. If it's waterproof like this one is, you just want to work quite quickly, otherwise it will set. And then I'm going to line the eyes with a little bit of the black powder just to set it and just to add extra definition to the lash line. So with my corner brush, just picking up the lash the lid if you actually need to, so you can actually get into all the nooks and crannies. Just work as close to the lash line as you can. Kind of joining the dots motion. And just tilt the lower lash line towards your finger. I'm just going to put a little bit of setting powder all over the eye. This will just ensure there's no dampness and that the makeup doesn't come off. Otherwise it will mark the upper part of the eye. I'm not going to do too much of the brows today, so I'm just going to brush through them and just put a few lines just to make them a bit more defined. Now I'm going to create the actual line of the Masquerade mask with my kohl pencil. Now you can either achieve symmetry through creating dots over the face in strategic places, or you can actually create a sort of free-formed shape, which is probably easier and quicker, so that's what I'll be doing today. So first of all, start with the eye holes. Do you probably want to pinpoint for these, so just if you actually follow out the corner of the eye outwards, about 1 centimetre. Don't go too far into the eye. Just make sure it's even for the eye holes. And we'll put a little dot on the nose, making sure it's even. And just draw into the top of the brow. The best way to achieve a smooth line is actually to use your hand like you're actually drawing pencil, like as a compass. Make sure that's even. Just make sure it's nice and smooth. Don't worry if the corners are a little bit smudgy because you are going to fill those in. Just to give you an idea of where to actually apply the paint. Again, starting from the middle. probably want a few designs coming out. I'm just going to mirror the image either side. Right, now I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer just around the eye, and also this is going to smudge out the line as well, because obviously if the mask was actually sitting on the face, you'd have a slight grey line where it's actually there's a shadow being created from the mask. Just going to use a little bit of the Paris Berlin foundation to do that. Try not to overload your brush too much if you look up. I'm just going to set underneath the eye as well. Now using my Snazaroo face paint, I'm going to fill in the mask shape. You don't want it too wet because obviously the products you put on top are not going to congeal with the black. Working with the end of your sponge. And you can just tilt the sponge ever so slightly on its side just so you can get to the little nooks and crannies. Stippling on the colour bit by bit. It's a little bit wet, you can just draw it outwards a little bit. Try not to go back into your paint too much. So just to finish it off, I'm going to use my corner brush just to create the detail. Now you've got your completed base, you just want to make sure that obviously everything's cleared up, and you just want to make sure that you cover this with a black powder just to set it and create a base for the designs you're going to achieve.